Hey everyone, Chris at Line Punch Forge. Who likes gold? Who likes silver, platinum, all those other fun precious metals? I do. So the hardest thing for being a metalsmith is seeing some of your waste. Just that, go to waste. So more often than not, you end up with a scrap bin or that kind of stuff. Sorry, kitty, no kitty, don't do that. You end up with a scrap bin full of miscellaneous pieces and stuff like that. The ones that don't have solder on them, I'll typically reuse for other projects, melt them down, that kind of thing. Casting, all that. Gold's a little bit different though. Gold requires, it's a carroting process depending on the purity of the gold. And there are some golds that are good for casting, and there's some golds that are good for rolling. And that all depends on the master alloy that you use in order to alloy your gold. So when you have a bunch of scrap, a bunch of stuff like gold filled, gold plated, 10 karat, 14, 18, 24 karat, anything like that, dust, vacuum cleaner, junk, it's hard to refine that because you don't know what it is, you don't know the purity, it's hard to sort it out. And a lot of other companies like to, will take your precious metals, but you have to sort them, you have to weigh them, and you have to, you don't always get the great returns. So when I heard about Precious Metal Refining Services, PMRS, I was a little shocked that they provided the type of service that they provided. So let me put this down. What PMRS does is they take everything, your vacuum cleaner bag, your sweeps, your filings, your soldered mess ups, like I got a lot of those, and you send it all to them. You don't have to sort it. You throw it in their buckets and you call it good. So when I heard about them, I'm like, I'm gonna need to try that. So I figure what better time than now to do a review on them as a company, and that way you guys can see what I get back from my experience with them, and hopefully that'll help you decide whether or not you also want to do business with this company. I've heard nothing but great things, so let's test it out. So I got a hold of them via email and said, hey, I want a bucket. I want to recycle my stuff. Asked a bunch of questions. They're like, yeah, throw in your saw blades, throw in your miscellaneous junk, as long as you know that it has precious metal in it, your vacuum cleaner bags, that kind of thing. And we melt it down. We melt it down into ash, we refine it, we pulverize it, and then they run an assay test. Essentially what that does is it defines the purity of whatever precious metal is in that pulverized dust, ash, and then they pay you for the gold, they pay you 98%, I believe it is. They take 2% as payment, and they send you the rest in either cash, bullion, casting grain. So for a metalsmith, it seems like a pretty awesome deal. You can get your casting grain back, you can turn in your old gold, and use it for new casting grain to move into the next phase of your metalsmithing career. So what they send you is this, a box. And I haven't opened this yet. I want you guys to see what's in it just as much as I want to see what's in it. So here we go. Alright, I'm going to turn my light on here. Hi, kitty. And what we have is a brochure with all your materials in here, a shipping return label, so I don't have to pay for shipping to me. I have my refining form, we can go over all that, and I have my bucket for return. And that's all that's in the box. So, inside the bucket, you have this guy, which is for your precious metal large things, your gold, platinum, and that kind of stuff. So if I have a bunch of rings that I kind of know what they are, just gonna throw those in there. They're gold, gold, gold. And we're just gonna basically put all my scrap in this, the whole scrap. Now, stuff for also in there, from what I understand, is this. So this is my big bin of miscellaneous junk. It's got gold, silver, all sorts of fun stuff. So let me zoom in on what's going on here. All right, so this is pretty much the stuff that I want to recycle. I think I got it all. Yep, that'll work. So this pile of stuff is mixed metal. It's gold, it's silver, it's maybe some platinum, there's white gold, there's other miscellaneous gold items in here, but I don't know the carat of most of this stuff. And some of it's marked, some of it's not. And what I'd like to do is refine it, and then have it returned to me in casting grain. So I can go ahead and use that to make other and more elaborate jewelry. So all this stuff, all these chunks and whatnot, it's going to go in here. And the bucket that they supplied is going to be for my sweeps, my filings, my vacuum cleaner bags. They'll even take your carpet. So there's some things that you need to speak with them about before you send them a bunch of carpet, but they help you out. Their customer service so far has been amazing. And so what I'm going to do is send all this stuff back and see what kind of stuff happens with it. See how I get paid, see the return and all that. So there is a bunch of gold in here. There's a bunch of silver in here. And, you know, old worn out coins, miscellaneous stuff, solder. There's a couple silver pieces soldered to copper pieces in here. But, you know, this is kind of, there's a hodgepodge of miscellaneous stuff in here. And I think if we've been metalsmithing for long enough, everyone's kind of got one of these, which is this miscellaneous hodgepodge of junk stuff that we don't know what to do with, we don't know how to use, but it's precious metal, so we don't throw it away. So hey everyone, basically what I'm doing right now is getting the vacuum cleaner ready so that I can vacuum the carpet near my workbench and clean up that area, try and get all the little metal shavings and filings and vacuum cleaner pickup stuff out of the carpet and into the vacuum cleaner. Once it's in the vacuum cleaner, I'm going to take that and dump the entire contents, including my filter, into the blue bucket, and then place that little white container of my miscellaneous scrap pieces into that bucket, seal it up, place it back in the box, and ship it back to PMRS, and we'll see what happens then. Thanks for watching, and I'd like to challenge you to put down in the comments how much you think I'm going to get back from the refiner. So I've got a bunch of gold, bunch of silver. Let's hear your estimate. Go ahead and put down in the comments what your estimate is on what they're going to return. And as always, stay tuned, and I'll be back with part number 2 as soon as I figure out exactly what I'm getting back. I'm going to throw the contact information, website, phone number, all that fun stuff down in the comments for PMRS. And if you can't wait to see what happens before video number 2, go ahead and contact them with your stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see what happens.